Well, good afternoon, folks. I am Zack Poff here on the Dallas MaxWire, and there were some exciting district games last week, so let's jump right into the action, baby. In one of the craziest games of the weekend, Mesquite squeaked by North Mesquite in a big-time rival game, 34-33, in an instant classic. With just over 2 minutes left in the fourth, the Stallions took a 33-27 lead, but there was still too much time for senior running back Shadavion Reed to make another big-time play. The Skeeters dialed up a screen pass with just over a minute left on the clock, and Reed did the rest, delivering a nasty stiff arm and taking it 48 yards to the house for the game-winning touchdown. The senior tailback eclipsed the century mark for the 5th time this year and rushed for a $117 and 2 TDs. Trailing 27-14 in the fourth quarter, head coach Robbie Robinson went into his bag of tricks and executed a fake punt on 4th and 6 that changed the entire landscape of the game. Later in the drive, Trey LeBlanc hit Octavius Miles on 3rd and 34 for a touchdown to cut the lead to 27-21. The senior wideout balled out on Friday night with 8 grabs for a $111 and took a kickoff back to the house in the first half. The Skeeters getting hot at the right time, capping off their 3rd straight W, and are now 5-3 and 3-1 in district play. North Mesquite suffered their first loss of the season and have not fared well against the Skeeters over the last 10 years. They are now 1-9 against Mesquite since 2004. Sticking in the 12-5A district, the only undefeated team in district play capped off another impressive performance. The Longview Lobos took down Mesquite Horn 49-30 behind a strong rushing attack from backup running back Ladarius Peterson. The Lobos 4-star running back JaMichael Hasty suffered an ankle injury on the first touch of the game and was done for the night. It didn't matter one bit because Peterson was an absolute beast all night long. He rushed for a career-high 179 yards, and entering Friday's game, he only had a $138 on the ground in 5 games, but stepped up big time when Coach King called his number. Junior quarterback Desmond Chumley had another impressive outing, leading the way with 4 total touchdowns, 3 through the air, and another on the ground. Chumley has thrown for over 1,200 yards this season and has a 16-2 touchdown to interception ratio. The Lobos have won 6 in a row after a 32-24 opening loss to Capel and have another big-time road matchup this Friday night against North Mesquite. In a District 11 5A matchup of 2 undefeated teams in district play, Sachse took down Garland 24-10 for the first time in school history. The Mustangs were 0-9 against the Owls, but there was no way Kent Myers was ending his high school career winless against Garland. Myers showed his heart and toughness battling through a sprained knee, throwing for 287 yards and 2 TDs, basically on one healthy knee. The senior quarterback has been an absolute beast this season, throwing for over 2,400 yards and 29 touchdowns, and is 4th in Texas in passing yards and has another 500 yards on the ground with 5 TDs. Sachse is a perfect 8-0 this year, and this is the best start in school history for the Mustangs. And before we wrap up today's show, let's go ahead and take a look at the 5 teams from the Dallas Metroplex ranked in the National Freeman Rankings. The number 2 team in the computer polls dominated once again. DeSoto won easily 62-42, and Desmond White had another big-time game. He threw for a season-high 370 yards and 4 TDs with another 64 on the ground. It was the 3rd straight week the Eagles have put up a 50 spot on the scoreboard and are a perfect 7-0, winning by an average margin of 31.5 points per game. The number 4 team on the Freeman rankings, Allen, dominated Plano West for an easy 77-37 W. You knew their 4-star quarterback Kyler Murray was going to ball out when the Texas A&M swag copter rolled through. Before the second half even began, Murray already had 7 touchdowns, leading Allen to their 18th consecutive win. Capel and Aledo had no trouble again last week. The Cowboys jumped 7 spots all the way up to number 15 after taking down Flower Mound 45-3. Junior running back Charles West had another big-time game, rushing for a game-high 130 yards and 1 TD. The number 24 team on the Freeman rankings nearly hit the century mark. Aledo shut out Western Hills 91-0. Jess Anders and Ryan Newsom combined for 8 touchdowns, and Newsom took 2 punt returns back to the house for 6. South Lake Carroll is the newest addition to the computer polls, jumping up 12 spots to find themselves at 25. Ryan Agnew led the Dragons to their 6th consecutive W against Justin Northwest, completing 18 of 19 passes for 315 yards and 5 TDs, with another 147 yards on the ground and one more score. Well, that is all the time we have for you here on the Dallas MaxWire. Once again, I am Zack Poff, and for everything you need to know about football in the Lone Star State, just go to maxpreps.com/Dallas, and don't forget to hit us up on Twitter at Dallas MaxPreps.